Good afternoon, everyone. George Wright III here with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. I'm excited to talk with you today. We've got a lot of things going on around us, and I definitely have a few words that'll hopefully inspire and motivate you to get some things going in your life. I want to talk to you today about using your time wisely. Now, I've had several discussions with family, friends, partners this week, and it's a common message that seems to be surfacing. So, look, people are working from home, kids are not in school, restaurants are closing their dining rooms, theaters, malls, stores, and businesses are shutting down temporarily. As a result, people are bored, they're slowing down, they're waiting for things to change, wondering how long it's going to take. And yes, less traffic, that's a good thing. And maybe you need to go through a drive-through once in a while instead of going in to eat. But that's not what I'm talking about today, and it's not what I want to kind of plant some seeds for you on. Most people, they're feeling trapped. They're feeling isolated, even unproductive and bored. And I think it's amazing what the communities are doing to create social separation and virus awareness and even increasing hygiene so that we can flatten this curve of the COVID-19 virus. But how you identify and perceive your current economic situation, this is very important in my opinion. After all, your perception of circumstances in your life, that's everything. It's your reality. And I'm not talking about whether you're staying positive or optimistic. That's not my point. What I'm talking about is whether you're buying into this momentum that it's time to shift into a slower gear and how you're living your life over the next coming weeks. The question I would ask you is, are you looking at this as an opportunity to take a vacation or sleep in a little bit longer or slack off a little bit? Or are you looking at this as an opportunity in your favor, a time to shine, a time to level up? You see, when you're trying to create your best life or you're playing in this game of life, you need to recognize opportunities when you can get ahead, when they're presented to you. Right? So rather than slowing down and taking a break, you should be capitalizing on this opportunity to double down on your talents, your infrastructure, your game plan, your dreams, your vision, your goals. Let's not forget that, when you're playing this game of life, regardless of what's going on around you or what's going on in your environment, the battle is always going on inside your head. That doesn't stop. Time doesn't stop. The anxiety, the stress, or even the depression that many of you I know are feeling, it doesn't go away. Your health, your relationships, your finances, they don't really have a pause button, regardless of what people are saying. So hopefully, there's ways that the government and local businesses and, people around you are going to kind of pull together and help communities and individuals. But let's remember, it's up to you if you're going to make something happy. If you want to make sure that you're healthy, strong, and moving forward in your life, you're the one who's going to have to take the baton and run with it. Don't be the person that's waiting on circumstances to change. Don't be the person that feels powerless to change your own economy. Don't be reactive to things going on around you. Bottom line is this: don't wait for things to change. Be the change. I'm suggesting that you use this time wisely and productively. Create opportunities in your life in the midst of challenges. Find areas of your life you can improve and expand on. Sure, it might be tough and resources are not as readily available, but you can set yourself up for massive success and momentum if you focus on the right things right now while everyone else is taking a break. You can make things happen while everyone else is in a slower gear. Let me just give you a few ideas or examples of things that I think you can really double down on over the next few weeks, days, months, whatever it turns out to be. First of all, get more clear on what you really want in your life. You can never get too clear on this, and I know many of you think you know what you want, but you haven't really clearly outlined what do you want your life to be like. Take this time to get clear on that. How about doubling down on your daily rituals? Add some rituals, get better and more consistent with your rituals, or most importantly, use the time to create some silence, work on meditation, finding, that peace and serenity that you need in your own thoughts. Here's another idea. Catch up on work and business projects. We all have those important projects that have not been urgent that we should have worked on a long time ago and we haven't. Use time to get ahead. Get ahead on those work projects or those business projects. or things you need to do around your house, right? Or how about this? Get ahead on the competition by creating some new strategies. While everyone else is slowing down and your competition is starting to, slack or take a little time off, get ahead. Get ahead of your competition during these times. And most importantly, create, innovate, and build new business models during this time. Learn to pivot. I do marketing and events all over the country, and when travel and events are not the thing that you should be doing, it's time to pivot. We've developed more online strategies. We've developed more online events. We've created new curriculum, new content. Use this time to create and innovate and build new sales models. These are times you don't normally get to do that kind of stuff. And remember what I said a few weeks ago. When we're talking about doing things and starting from a place of solution, you've got to be an abundance thinker, not a scarcity thinker. And when you become an abundant thinker, rather than thinking that there are less resources and opportunities and money and people to work with, you identify and start thinking of a really long list of things you do have to work with, things you are grateful for, innovative solutions to things you wouldn't normally have. I've listened to some really great podcasts over the last little while, and they've come up with a lot of different stories and whatnot. But I'll tell you this, you spend more time with your kids and relationships, you develop your mindset or your filter on life, you use this time to get in better shape or get healthier, you are going to be light years ahead of anyone else. It's in times of trouble, in times of challenges and circumstances that you can really make your greatest achievements. It reminds me of a story, and you've heard me tell it a few times before because it's one of the reasons I started the mastermind. But it's a story I heard Napoleon Hill tell. And Napoleon Hill, as you remember, is the author of Think and Grow Rich, probably one of the all-time most read books out there, short of the Bible. But he wrote a book called Outwitting the Devil, The Secret to Freedom and Success. And he tells a story about how he had created all this success in his life, and it was right about the time of the Great Depression that everything went bad. His 800-acre ranch got taken, banks were closing up, businesses were shutting down. I mean, this was the Depression, the Great Depression. And he found himself sitting outside in front of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, feeling like a total failure. Here he was, for all intents and purposes, father of personal development, and he felt like a total failure, and he didn't know how to pull himself out of it. And then it hit him. What it hit him, and this is the perfect example of changing the way you look at things. It's like that quote that I talk about with Wayne Dyer. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And Napoleon Hill said to him, he said, what if this was an opportunity? What if this was an opportunity for him to take his principles of success he had written about and prove them to the world, that what the mind of man can conceive and believe it can achieve, that if you move forward with a positive attitude and develop the principles of the mastermind, you can create success even in the midst of the Great Depression. And that's when he grew this book of Think and Grow Rich, was during the Great Depression. So that's an amazing just example, I feel, that's helped me in my life, but I think it can help you as well. There's so many stories that we could tell you about individuals that took major obstacles in their life and turned them into opportunities. But it's my hope that you'll take a good hard look right now at the time, the money, the resources and goals that you do have rather than what you don't have. And you don't lose this opportunity to capitalize on moving forward today towards your best life. I would say double down on your commitment, increase your passion, increase your resolve, increase your commitment level. If you do this, I promise that it'll put you ahead of the curve, it'll put you ahead of the competition, it'll get you closer to your best life, and it'll keep you out of those traps of slowing down and getting caught up in the circumstances, and it'll push you forward into the life that you were meant to live. Remember, like I said a minute ago, Wayne Dyer said it over and over, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So I encourage you to do that. I hope you enjoy your day. I look forward to talking with you more tomorrow. Have an amazing day. Once again, this is George Wright III, and this has been the Daily Mastermind. Talk with you soon.